Welcome back to the channel. If you've come to look for bad golf on YouTube, you have certainly found it. Today's round is played at Atlantic Dunes, which is part of the Sea Pines Resort that features Harbor Town and Heron Point. I wish I could say I enjoyed this course, but a culmination of cold weather, 30-mile-an-hour gusting winds, and just really shit swings had me pushing towards 100, a number I have not hit since I started playing this stupid fucking game. All 18 holes are on this one video, as I just did not have the motivation to put up the normal scorecards. So let's head down to the first tee and enjoy my misery. This is my worst round at Atlantic Dunes. I had really great weather on my side during my trip to Hilton Head, but this day made Bannon Dunes seem like it had calm winds. It was 40 degrees at the start, and as the round goes, you will see just how bad the wind got. This drive would leak a little right, but would stay in the fairway. Had to hit over these, I guess they are palm trees. I did get over them, but they would land in a greenside bunker, and this is where it all goes downhill. Bladed the bunker shot over the green, would have to chip back on. I just left the camera here. Would miss that putt. Would two putt for double bogey. Going on in the second hole, another par 4. Hit a pretty decent drive, finding the fairway. If there's one thing about my game is that I find the fairways pretty easily. It's just the irons that are pathetic. This is a hybrid from about 205 yards out. There is water left, so I'm aiming right at the pin. And I spoil a good drive by putting it in the water. Taking a drop, I would thin that chip shot. So it's back to back. Terrible chip shots. We would roll to the back of the green. And we're just going to casually 3-putt here for a triple bogey. Yeah, so double, triple. I told you this is bad. Third hole, par 3. You can hear the wind. No joke. I just struggled with the weather, struggled with the wind. That would be a pull into another bunker. Caught a lot of sand there, would stay in the bunker, but this was not a bad effort. But the slope of the green would pull this ball away and away from the hole. So now I got this for a bogey. We would miss this putt, so that is a double, a triple, and a double on the first 3 holes, and it gets worse. Here's another drive in the middle of the fairway. Always feels good to pick up the tee before the ball hits the ground. Second shot, this is a par 5, so I'm laying up here, and that was probably the best strike with my iron that I had up to this point. This would leave me with a pitching wedge from about 115 yards. And this would be a pretty decent strike. I would hit the green, but we have a rather difficult putt. This was probably 20 to 25 feet for birdie. Coming up well short. I think the wind had a lot to do with that.
Hitting it right.
Yes, we would 3-putt once again. But maybe we're starting to turn. No, I'm just joking. We're not turning this around. 5th hole, par 4. Hitting a nice little draw in the middle of the fairway. I will say the one thing that I was focusing on a lot was alignment during this round. And watching the footage, I felt like my alignment was good. It's just poor striking. I've had a lot of practice up to this point being in the bunker, so no surprise here that I would put this to about a foot. Almost missed the par putt. Hole number 6. Hitting another solid drive. I was aiming to hit this ball over that tree, but it turns out that I hit the top of the tree, came straight down into this hard-panned bunker. I believe this is a bunker. Hit this one left. Oh, and speaking of bunker, we go bunker to bunker here. This would be a pretty solid effort. Putting for par, and I don't know where I'm aiming there. That's horrific. We would settle in with another bogey. 7th hole. Got hybrid in hand, 180 yards. And my misses left, and that is a snap hook left, and we find ourselves into another bunker. It seems like Harbor Town all over again. That would be another Scold's bunker chip over the green. Got it close to the hole. Would leave myself with about 3 to 4 feet for bogey. We would make that one and we would avoid further damage. 8th hole. Got driver in hand. This one leaked a little further right than I would like. It would find yet another bunker. This one, albeit a fairway bunker. 6 iron. Inevitable indeed. Chunked it. Well short of the green. Chipping back on, you can hear the wind blow, and this is another skull chip that would roll all the way to the back of the green. Chipping back on, leaving it well short. As you can see the wind moving my camera back and forth, up and down. That would be close to going in, but we would escape with a double bogey, and all of a sudden I am 12 over through 8 holes. 9th hole. Hitting a drive once again in the middle of the fairway. Maybe I should just hit driver on fairway shots too, since the irons don't seem to work. As you can tell from here, when the hands are on the knees, it's been a long day. But I am still in the fairway, only got about 130 yards, so that is a 9 iron. And I hit a green for, I believe, only the second time in this round. So I am putting for, I guess you could say that's off the green, but I'm saying it's on the green because why not? Why not? So I have this putt for par. We've only had 1 in the round. We would drop that in. We'll make it 2. So we finish the front 9 with a resounding 12 over 48. Woof. 10th hole here is a par 3, 160 yards. I took too much club here because let's just face it, I was not hitting my irons well. And of course we stripe it. Ball would roll all the way back to the green. Got a rather long look for birdie. Oh. Oh, and it lips out for birdie. That would be back-to-back pars. 11th hole is rather short, so I have 3 wood in hand. You can hear the wind gusting a little bit. It would get even worse from here. That would be a decent drive. Got the wedge in hand.
Good. Don't go in that bunker. Oh.
It would go into that bunker because that's just how it is today. Frustration is mounting, as you can see. That would go over the green. Putting back downwind, downhill, and you could say goodbye to that ball. I degreened. Putting back up the hill for bogey. Got that one pretty close, so we would tap that in for a double. All of a sudden, those back-to-back pars look to be in vain as I blow it on the 11th hole. I'm begging for this tee shot on the 12th to stay out of the bunker, and it does. But I would have to punch this ball underneath the tree. I successfully do that, but we would find ourselves in yet another bunker. Getting out of the bunker today has not been a strong suit for me. This ball would roll out 15 feet past the hole. This par putt would come up a little short. I think wind had something to do with it, so I give this one a little bit more of an effort. That would go in for a bogey. 13th hole here. I'm swinging with a little frustration as you see me grab my tee. I find the fairway here, 140 yards in, got 8 iron. I hit that one pretty solid. I would find the green, putting for birdie. That putt would be pretty decent. I would tap this ball in for par. There is a 9 handicap player somewhere in this video. I show it from time to time. 14th hole would continue the tradition of finding the fairway. I am currently in fuck it mode at this point, so I pull out the 3 wood. This is kind of a narrow entrance into this green, and when I hit this ball, I thought I was about 10 feet from the hole. Turns out I wasn't anywhere close, but I am on the fairway, so I am chipping back on. That would be one of my better chips. That would roll just past the hole to the back of the green. I would miss this birdie putt, but would tap in for par. 15th hole here.
Well, just way left.
Technically, you don't hit the ball well when you pull it 20 yards left, but we're trying to remain optimistic. This here is a rather tough bunker shot because the green runs away from the pin. I tried to get it on the top shelf, but I missed it. Would roll all the way down to the front of the green, so I got a long putt for par. That putt would roll off the green, so that's a second D green. We nestle that ball up close to the hole, so we would leave with a double bogey. 16th hole, dog legs to the right. The wind just completely knocked this ball down, but I would find the fairway nonetheless. The only issue here is we have 180 yards to the green, and there is the hook coming into play yet again. But hey, at least I have a one-way miss. That's always nice to have in golf. If I only aimed 30 yards right of the pin, maybe I would have shot in the 70s today. Trying to kick that ball into the pin. Would miss the par putt, but we would tap in for bogey. 17th hole. And this is where the wind said, oh, you're having a bad round? Let's turn this up to 11, shall we? I hit that ball pretty well, and that would only go 180 yards. I'm not joking. This par 5 is also the longest par 5 on the course, so I have a long ways away. This is a hybrid from well over 220 yards. I'm just trying to get it close to the green, and that is how strong the wind was blowing over my tripod. So this is my fourth shot, and I'm laughing because that would find the water, and at this point I just gave up. All right, so it is very windy. I did not record this last shot. Went to here. I don't even know what the score is at this point. Yeah, that would be a triple bogey, 8 on the scorecard. I decided to switch balls here for the last hole of the round. This would find the left side of the fairway.
I don't even know how to do this.
I decided to pull out the old D-stick here for my second shot. That would be a big old fatty.
Got all of it.
Got all of it indeed. Third shot, I'm hitting a 7-iron for about $130. Usually that's my 155 club, but you can hear the wind.
I struck that really well too.
It was one of my better strikes of the round, but I wouldn't even reach the green. So I got a rather long putt for par. Would come up a little short, and we're gonna end our round with a lovely 3-putt. I'm sorry to my playing partner who had to witness this horrific 23 over 95. For me, that is an achievement that I have not seen in many years. So we go out on an extremely low note to end my time in South Carolina, from shooting 83 at Kiowa to a 95 at Atlantic Dunes. But like Adam from Not a Scratch Golfer says, the golf gods giveth and the golf gods taketh away. Next up on the channel, I head to the West Coast to play at the Bandon Dunes Resort. I have a few friends that tagged along with me. We had an amazing time. Birdies were dropping, rain was pouring, blisters were forming, and you can catch it all right here on my channel. I'll see you in the next one.